Why I love being alone. A Stoic philosophy of solitude, presence, and wholeness. There's a kind of life that doesn't demand noise to feel real. A kind of peace that comes not from arrival, but from return. Return to self, to silence, to something ancient inside you that never needed approval to exist. This life of solitude, it's not loneliness, it's presence, it's wholeness. It's a deliberate rejection of the rush, the comparison, the performance. Philosopher Blaise Pascal once wrote, "All of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone." And when I first read that, something in me stilled, because I finally understood loneliness isn't something to escape. It's something to reclaim. People often ask, "Don't you get lonely?" But they're asking from the assumption that being alone is a failure, a life left incomplete. But I didn't end up here because I was abandoned. I chose this path because I stopped abandoning myself. Solitude is not a symptom. It's a philosophy, a quiet refusal to let noise replace meaning. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "No great thing is created suddenly." And solitude is where the slow work of self begins. The kind of work that cannot be rushed, tweeted, or explained in casual conversation. In solitude, you learn to hold space for your own mind. You begin to understand your rhythms, not the world's. You notice how the light shifts at noon, how your breath changes after a walk, how long a cup of tea can last when you're not distracted. Solitude teaches you to become intimate with the smallest things, and in those small things, life becomes expansive. Martin Heidegger called this authentic being, a mode of existence not dictated by the they self, but rooted in presence. He wrote, "Only a being who can question its own being can be. To be alone and undistracted is to stand face to face with your own being. There is a power in walking through life slowly, not trying to keep up, not trying to be seen, but simply being." Not everyone understands that kind of strength. They think silence is a void, but it's not. It's a canvas. Lao Tzu once said, "Silence is a source of great strength." And I believe that because I've felt it. I've sat in rooms where the only voice was my breath, and still I felt accompanied. When you are alone, you're not waiting. You are arriving, again and again, to yourself, to the parts you once pushed away in the name of fitting in, to the stillness that teaches you what really matters, to the life that doesn't need to be loud to be full. Simone Weil once wrote, "Attention is the rarest and purest form of generosity." And solitude is how we give that attention to our own life. We often ask, who will share this with me? But rarely do we ask, can I share it with myself? Solitude is not the absence of love. It is the deepening of it. Because once you stop outsourcing your worth, you begin to build a self you actually want to come home to. The modern world is addicted to speed, to connection, to performance. But meaning doesn't live in speed. It lives in attention, in depth, in being where you are fully. As Alan Watts said, muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone. Solitude clears the mind, not by fixing it, but by offering it space to settle. So if you've ever wondered whether your preference for solitude is strange, if you've been told you're too quiet, too private, too distant, let me offer you this truth. You are not too much. You are not missing anything. You are simply living by a rhythm the world forgot how to hear. Not everyone needs a crowd. Not everyone needs constant affirmation. Some of us find our aliveness not in the spotlight, but in the shadows. Not in the noise, but in the echo of our own heartbeat. Nietzsche once wrote, "Invisible threads are the strongest ties, and perhaps the deepest thread is the one that connects you back to your inner world." Here's to the quiet lives, the ones lived with intention, without applause, the ones rooted not in validation, but in presence. Here's to the ones who walk alone, not because they must, but because they've learned how to love what they find there.